Hello, everybody. This is Peter B. And today we're going to look at some postcards, baseball-related postcards. And the first one you're looking at right now is a 1907 Morgan stationery postcard. It's called Safe. And the fielder that is jumping for the ball is actually Hall of Famer Jimmy Collins of the Boston Red Sox. I'm not sure who the person diving into the base is, but postcard from 1907. Cool things about postcards. I actually preferred them being stamped because it gives you some kind of date, although I don't see the date here. But also gives you a little insight of the person mailing the postcard, kind of spying into their life. So 1907, Morgan Stationery, Hall of Famer from the Boston Red Sox, Jimmy Collins. Now they also made embossed postcards. And this is the same scene, but it's embossed and colorized. Once again, that's Hall of Famer Jimmy Collins. And this one was stamped July 11th. I'm not sure the year. And once again, a little sneak into the person's history. This one was actually mailed to South Dakota from Yantic, Connecticut. So there's an embossed Jimmy Collins, Morgan Stationery. Same scene as that one. Okay, next we're going to look at a postcard. This was done in late 40s or 50s of Fenway Park with their lights. A game in progress. You can see the fielders. And don't know when it was mailed, but I do get a clue of the date because it says, in 1947, lighting equipment for night games was installed. So it's definitely after 1947. My guess, late 40s, early 50s. Fenway Park, home of the Boston Red Sox. And another postcard from Boston. And this is the Braves field for the Boston Braves. And apparently at the time, it was the largest ball ground in the world. So there is a Boston Braves game in progress. A view from the grandstands. And this one's dated 1924, so postcard probably came from the early 20s. This one was mailed to Norwich, Connecticut. So Braves Field. Okay, now we're going to move to Cape Cod. And we're going to see the ball game at Falmouth Heights. This one's probably definitely from the 20s by the style cars watching the game. At the time, the Cape Cod Baseball League played here. The field does still exist and still looks just like that. Road with a big open field and the houses in the background, although it's more of a sand lot now. Official teams no longer play. I'm not sure about Little League and Softball League, but at the time this postcard, this was home of the team from Falmouth and the Cape Cod Baseball League. But nice old-time cars. Looks pretty neat. And that's from Falmouth Heights on Cape Cod. And nothing on the back. Okay, staying on Cape Cod. This is watching the ball game at Highland Light in North Truro, Massachusetts. You can see Highland Light in the background and people in their stands watching the game being played in front of the lighthouse. Today, the lighthouse is still there. They actually had to move it back from the ocean because of erosion. But it's still there, and where the game is taking place and the people are sitting is now a golf course. And this one was mailed in 1921 to, I don't know, someplace in Massachusetts, Harvard, Mass. Once again, you can take a sneak peek at the person who sent it. Game in North Truro on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Another Cape Cod. This is the ball game, Evansfield, Provincetown on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I do not believe this field no longer exists. I'm not sure what's on it, but I do not know of this field existing. Once again, I think this is a Cape Cod League game back then. Probably from the early 20s or earlier. And now we're going to go to Nantucket. This is a game on Seacliff Field, Nantucket. Houses in the background. People in the stands watching the game. And once again, a blank back. Okay, now we're going to finally move over to Rhode Island. And this is ball game, rear of Ocean House in Watch Hill, Rhode Island. The Ocean House is still existing, looks like that. Watch Hill is a tourist town. But Watch Hill still does exist. And blank back. It's a nice game going on in Watch Hill, Rhode Island. And then finally, I'm going to take a ferry over to Block Island, Rhode Island. And this is a game being played in front of the Highland House, which also still exists. And this one is written on, but it wasn't mailed, so I can't tell you the date. I'm sure it's around turn of the century. Highland House, Block Island, Rhode Island. Nice little baseball game being played. So those are my postcards depicting baseball. This is another thing you can collect regarding baseball. I thank you very much and have a good day.